Morning. Happy Monday. Daily Dose, episode 99. Coming at you. We're going to talk about saving money today. Who doesn't like saving money? I love saving money. Well, not actually. I like spending money. To be completely honest, I like spending money. But we're going to talk about how you can save money from actually working out. That's right. In just a moment, I'm going to share with you another dose, daily dose. This is going to be encouraging because it's going to help encourage you to work out more, because when I share with you how you could save potentially over $3,000 a year from working out, you're going to listen up. And I don't know, your finances are a little off right now. Maybe they're doing great, but why not? Even if you're doing well in your finances, why not save an extra $3,000 a year or even more? That's kind of like the average. And welcome when you come on here. If you catch the replay, let me know. The Daily Dose, we're doing 99 episodes. My name is Mark Avens. I started this daily show, Daily Dose. People are like, why don't you do podcasts? And I'm like, I don't know how to do podcasts, so I'm doing this right now. I barely kind of knew how to get this started. But we're here 99 days later. Tomorrow we'll celebrate the 100th episode, 100 days straight tomorrow, of the Daily Dose to provide you some encouragement to get you, just maybe if you're out of a slump, out of a rut, if you're stuck, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling kind of like lost. We talk about fitness. Really, that's my jam mainly. I want to be encouraging on a lot of different realms, but mainly my jam, which I'm going to share with you today about working out and how you can save $3,000. I don't know if that could be any more encouraging, but we're going to talk about that right now. So listen up, because it is something that a lot of people tend to kind of discount, right? How did I use that? Play on words. Discount the fact that it's really, really great working it out. Now, of course, we know there's tons of reasons to work out, right? You're told all the time. Feel better, look better, you can lose weight. You can get stronger, get more posture, prolong it, give yourself better life expectancy for the most part, right? You can preserve muscles, preserve your bone density, help your heart, like billions and billions of reasons. Like, we got the physical part, exercise is good for the physical part. There's nobody going to discount that. It's not a myth, it's truth. Mental, yeah, there's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies proving the mental part is obviously another reason to exercise. And some of you, maybe you're working out more because simply it just helps to get out the stress. And I know when we had a gym and we used to have heavy bags, and when I get stressed out, I just like to hit the heavy bag, and it just really got out some of those frustrations. It's great. But I'm not even talking about the physical, and we're talking about financial here. So, because oftentimes I hear a lot of times people say, hey, they want to work with a coach, just say, I can't really afford it. And I'm like, do you know the potential cost savings of actually knowing what to do? And we're not really here to talk about me. I want to just truthfully share with you about how you can be saving $3,000. And actually, I'm not making this up. This isn't my opinion. This is what studies and research from the American Heart Association have been doing over the years. And they've looked at thousands. In fact, they did a study on over 30,000 Americans. So we're just talking really Americans in this study, and they collected data. So this is research I didn't do. I've worked with a few thousand individuals, and I can tell you that pretty much all of them have saved a lot of money getting on the right path and exercising, and we're going to talk about that now. But they looked at 30,000 Americans, both healthy and those diagnosed with some sort of health-related condition, right? So they looked at 30,000 people, all mixed in there. And the study suggested, when they looked at their costs, and they looked at those who exercise, moderate exercise 5 times a week, 30 minutes, and then if you're doing vigorous, it's a little less. If you're doing vigorous 3 times, vigorous exercise, about 20 minutes 3 times a week. The study actually showed, again, this is a study, you can go look it up, it's free and online, you can go take a peek at it, that the savings, the health cost savings average per year, $3,000 plus, like $2,500 a few years ago, $3,000 up to $3,000. Now I think a study's a few years old now that it's more, and probably $3,000, $4,000, even more, just the rise in cost of healthcare, right? If you have parents. And here's an easy evaluation. If you have some adults, if you have parents in your life, chances are you still do, maybe in your 40s, and maybe there's one parent still around, and regardless of what that looks like, if you have a parent that's still around, and even before maybe they they left the earth, right? And I'm sorry if that happened, but let's just talk about, practically speaking, if you have parents that maybe were not so healthy versus they were more on the health stand, just take a look at the costs. Like, oh, well, health insurance, yeah. But that's not always the case. In fact, not anymore so much either. It's because health insurance is wising up, because they're realizing, and they have over time, because it's cost them a lot of money, is that people who don't take care of themselves just cost more. That's at the end of the day. And this study here in American Heart Association, which is really cool, that I took a look at, because I want to give you some practical knowledge going into your week about just exercising, right? We're just talking about exercise. Now, of course, is related to everything else, but just exercise and just starting to work out. You could be potentially, if you're on a consistent basis exercising and doing the right things. Now, you can just be running through the motions and not seeing any benefits, and that's a whole nother story. But we'll just say, if you're doing the right exercise in the right amount of times and you're working towards some specific goals and stuff, your chances are you already know it's going to help you, but it's also going to help you in a savings. And if you think of, it's hard to think, because we want the physical, we want to look better, we want to get the dad bod off, we want to keep that away, keep the extra fat off, we want to look good in bathing suit, swimsuit season, fit in our clothes, all those types of things. And there's also financial repercussions about that as well. But I'm just talking about the savings from healthcare costs. And I've talked about this in the past. The rising cost of healthcare, in addition to maybe the lowering opportunities you're giving yourself to exercise, are really going to be really, really more expensive, way more expensive than, say, $3,000 a year. But let's just put the numbers to paper. And I'm not a numbers guy, but I'm just going to share with you. Let's just say you're exercising for the next, say you're 47 like me, in the next 10 years, you start to really get on a better path, a straight path to really good exercise routine, getting on a good fitness program, nice plan, you have structure, you have accountability. And let's just say 10 years from now, that's just on a really liberal level, modest level, $3,000 a year times 10, that's 30 grand. Now that can add up big time, right? Over time. So bottom line is, if you're doing this now, you already know, if you're doing this now, you already know that it's helping you. I can just say that, fortunately, knock on some wood, right? Let's knock on some wood back here, is that my health care cost per year is relatively low. Knock on wood, I haven't had any health issues, I'm on any medications, and I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but fortunately, knock on wood, I have pretty good health. Now, the problem with that is this, and then you think of it like this, actually, think of it as kind of like your own stimulus check, right? Like, everybody's excited to get the stimulus check. Think about this. You could potentially creating your own stimulus check on a yearly basis every year, giving yourself a $3,000 check every year because you're actually exercising, you're taking good care of yourself. Isn't that exciting? I want to give that encouragement to you to exercise. Bottom line is to exercise. But also, if you think of between doctors, I wrote a few things, doctor's appointments and urgent care visits and prescription medications and medical devices, things that you may need, surgeries, being out of work, all those type of things. That could be really, really costly. And like I'd said, if you have anybody you know that's maybe a little older than you experiencing that, you can just look to see what that kind of cost is. And maybe somebody's not going to be really too keen on telling you that, oh yeah, my health insurance, I don't have great health insurance. In fact, I can't get it because I'm out of shape. I'm unhealthy. I'm at a high risk. They don't want to give me good health insurance. So, people often think, this is what happens too, is people often think when they're in their 20s and maybe even 30s is, hey, I'm skinny at my 20s. I'm not really at risk. I'm not at risk for anything, health risks. I'm good. I'm skinny. I don't have to work out. I can eat what I want. I can do that. No problem. And then guess what happens? Then 55 comes along, and then you're realizing, I have 5-6 squirrels running in the trees right here, if you hear them right now. But I would say is then 55 comes along, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have a stroke out of nowhere, or then you fall and you break your leg, or you have something come up, right? You have something blocked in your arteries, and you have to have a bypass surgery in your 50s, and that could be really, really costly, and then it can have all those other side effects as well. So bottom line is exercise. But here's the kind of the next part to it is, don't just wing it. Don't just win it. In fact, why do I share this with you? Because I have people that reach out to me about coaching all the time, and they say, you know what? There's an investment there. Yes, but you realize the potential cost savings of having yourself a coach who can actually direct you on the exact path that you need. You see, that's what I've made my life's work about, helping people point them on the right path so that they can save money, not just on healthcare costs, save it on buying extra clothes that have to keep going in the next size up, to keep them away from the doctor's visits and keep them away from medications. I've saved tons of people on keeping them off of medications or getting them off of medications if they're pre-diabetic, all those types of things. Even those who maybe had troubles like going and dealing with work stuff, related stuff, because their health was shot and they had to go out, get out for work, they're getting sick all the time, all those types of things that could be all those extra costs. But just think on the sense of just healthcare costs, and you exercising could potentially be saving you on a yearly basis over $3,000. Like, why not put that investment back in yourself? Now, again, I would just say this, and I'm just cautioning you, it doesn't mean that you can just do whatever you want, exercise, and expect to be healthy. In fact, as you get older, it's more important to get more focused on what it is that you actually need in your life at, say, 47 or 57. Is what you actually need is a specific plan for you. And how do you get that plan? Well, you don't wing it. It's hard to wing it. If you're wondering why maybe it's Monday and you've tried getting on the right path for the last 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years, and you just keep stumbling over your own footsteps, you're moving forward, but then you stumble. You're moving forward and then, I hurt myself. Then you're moving forward and then you get bored. And you're moving forward and there's that gym membership that you had for a year and you only went 3 times. You're moving forward and you tried another diet and you lost some weight, but then as soon as you stopped the diet, then your weight came back on, and then you put more on because you're frustrated that you went on the diet again. It's a roller coaster ride, I would say. But with exercise, if you get yourself on the right path, you get yourself doing the things that you need to do and have the right guidance that is going to help you get there the fastest way and the best way possible, you can't lose. In fact, I would almost bet, I can almost bet with you probably save more like double that or triple that. It could be a savings of 3, 6, 12, even 10 times that in down the road expenses that you would have for yourself by not exercising. Maybe the trip that you want to go on when you retire, you can't go on now because your body's just completely shot and you have to kind of sit on the cruise. Nothing wrong with cruises. If you want to chill and relax and eat and stuff your face, that's one thing, that's cool. But what about the cruises that you can go on and stop from place to place and maybe get off? Now, I've never been on a cruise, but I'm just kind of speculating here on the things you could go out and do, the daily activities that you'd want to do, but you can't do that because you in your 20s, you're saying, I'm skinny, I don't need to take care of myself. And now you're in your 50s and you're not so skinny, you're not so healthy, and you're not so in shape anymore, and now you're stuck. The good news is you can start at any time. And I'll tell you what, if you need some help, reach out to me. I've come on here and shared this time and time again. I'm a coach, an online fitness coach. Everything I do is all online. The structure, the plan, you can get in your workouts. In fact, I work with primarily moms, dads over 40 who are really busy. They don't have the extra time. They need things that are like, hey, tell me what to do. I only have 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do it. If I don't want to work out in a gym, well, that's the exact plan that I have for that person. Oh, and don't give me all these crazy recipes. I need something I can do on a daily basis. I don't have to think much because I already have to think too much as it is. It's already stressful as it is. And what happens if I have a question? Well, that's why you reach out. That's why you have a coach in your corner to go through this so that you can be insured in the year or 6 months in the year that you're working out, that you're doing the things you need to pursue those great goals, and then you get the best success possible. And on top of that, save yourself some money. So that's all I have, the Daily Dose, episode 99. Tomorrow, we're going to have to do something big for the 100th episode. Who knows? I might be throwing down. I have some ideas. I'm going to share those with you tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing, blessed Monday. Go get some exercise in. And if you're like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I feel lost. You're speaking to me right now. Go ahead. Just send me a private message. Just send it through Facebook Messenger. You can reach out to me and you can say, hey, you know what, that resonated with me. Let's talk about this. I'll basically set up a call. You and I can get on a call, and we can basically break down where you're at, what you're trying to achieve, and we'll see if we would be a good fit to work together. And if not, I have plenty of resources to point you in the right direction. That way you don't have to be guessing the next 6 or 12 months and ending up costing yourself a whole lot of money in that respect as well. That's all I got. Take care. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.